Part 53. The Black Technology Chat Group of the 10,000 Realms. Author, Huo Dong. Chapter 521. 521 Chapter 521 is full of words. Chapter 521 is full of words. Group tip: Oh, you received a random red envelope from the owner and got a copy of the electromagnetic interference device design, /P. Electromagnetic interference device design drawing. Xiaohong opens the group data to view its contents. In this drawing, a device that can remotely perform electromagnetic interference is designed. This device can interfere with all wireless devices within a certain range as long as it is activated. Xiaohong suddenly remembered his previous design, miniature robot. The micro-robot he designed with his little finger to laugh can be moved or combined by the wireless signal from the neurosensing device. This is a very powerful invention, but it is unfortunately stolen by mysterious people and used to do some illegal things. Also caused him a very big trouble. If there is such an electromagnetic interference device, he has the means to limit the other party. Thanks to the owner red envelope, Xiaohong thanked the group. Big White, haha, I have a way to deal with the masked man. Xiaohong hugged the chubby White. Big White, dot. Others, each of whom also received their own red envelope, were lucky and had bad luck. Peter Parker, thanks to the owner red envelope. Tony Stark, thanks to the owner red envelope. Bruce Wayne, thanks to the owner red envelope. Optimus Prime, thanks to the owner red envelope. Red Queen, emoticon, good life is safe. Euro, /P. 1.5 months later, the city of the future. The second phase of the Red Letter Group's desert transformation plan has been implemented. Given the first successful experience, the area of his renovation is 10 times that of the previous one. Moreover, not only the Hongxing Group, but also the masses and some enterprises have donated funds or volunteered to help the environment, and more deserts have become oases. There are even voices that propose a plan to transform the entire Taklamakan desert into an oasis, which was directly abandoned by environmental experts. Desert ecology is an indispensable part of the Earth's ecology, such as the formation of the Taklamakan desert, mainly due to rainfall, dry weather, and other reasons. If it is to be reformed, it will only overdraw the groundwater resources and withdraw from the south. The area of heat transformation of the Hongxing Group is actually to take back the land previously eroded by the desert from the Ichir, and establish it in the scientific water resources cycle. The magnetic levitation intelligent roads and railways are already under construction. The world's largest inheritance, the future city airport, is also being built. Every day, the funds flow out like water. The city has brought hundreds of thousands of jobs to the country and has boosted the economic development of various industries. Luzixin stands on the unfinished Science and Technology Tower, overlooking the city of the future, and it's just the beginning. He is looking forward to the day the city really starts running. Future City Intelligent Robot Science and Technology Co., Limited brought the latest news to Luzixin, and the latest achievements of the Iron Arm Robot Research and Development Team came out. First generation of intelligent robots. This is the result of a substantial improvement in our previous research results. The power has increased 1.5 times, the battery life has increased by 2.2 times, the load capacity has increased by 1.6 times, and more than 2,000 micro-sensors have been added. The redesigned Smart Machine Dog system. These add up to the most successful work of our team since its inception, the leader of the Iron Arm Robotics R&D team, a proud introduction from a military machine dynamics expert. Their products. Demonstration, Luzixin said. Okay, started. The head of the Iron Arm research team shouted that the staff started their smart robots in the test site. The size of the robot dog is the size of a small horse, four-legged, dog-like head with various miniature sensors and smart chips. In its body, the battery and power system are carried. Under the machine command, the robot dog starts to move. On a stable ground, the robot can walk normally. The walking speed is similar to that of an ordinary adult man. Can only jog, run fast cannot do, it is more demanding on the machine. Then there is the obstacle road. The robot dog can balance by adjusting the height and bending of the individual legs. This is indeed better than before. Luzixen remembers their previous work, and the obstacle crossing is always a problem. Load-bearing operation, the staff fixed the load-bearing box on the robot dog. It is even more difficult for the robot dog to balance this time. In the scenes that crossed the obstacles and simulated mountaineering and snow, it almost fell several times, but it was all smooth. Finished. PP, Luzixen applauded. Octopus, our technical level, can we, said the leader of the Iron Arm Research Group. East. Luzixen nodded. Our thought is to imitate Boston Dynamic Robot Co., Limited. /P. They can do it, according to our current progress, it only takes a year to catch up. This speed is too slow, a voice came from the voice of the East. Their Tianshan research team is also in this research base, and the two teams use a test site. In this test site, there are various complicated road conditions and experimental equipment. Slow, the leader of the Iron Arm Research Group, coldly snorted and said, "Do you think robot manufacturing is a toy? This speed is already fast. I dare say that there is no robot research in the world except Boston Robotics. The speed of the organization can be faster than us. When we study this, you are still eating milk." He has always been unhappy with the East, and this brat does not understand respect for senior. Sorry, there is a saying that it will come to the top. Oriental aide with a smile, I really think you are slow when you catch up with Boston Dynamic Robotics. We have already surpassed them for more than 10 years. Big words. Octopus, today we are also testing, just you are also, why not take a look, Dongfang said. Okay, Luzixen nodded. The leader, we are the first test, behind the team members reminded Dongfang that if there was any problem, it would not be a shame. It doesn't matter, computer simulation has been tens of thousands of times, I personally calculated, will not go wrong, Dongfang said confidently, on the guy. His voice fell, and behind the magnetic suspension small boxes slowly flew inside, which was loaded with their research results, just assembled intelligent robots. In the previous development time, they all built parts, and then simulated the overall effect through the computer. They never conducted physical tests. This was their first test. The members of the research team were worried, and they were worried about what went wrong. End of this chapter. The Black Technology Chat Group of the 10,000 Realms. Author, Huo Dong. Chapter 522. 522 Chapter 522 Chapter Industrial Octopus. Chapter 522 Chapter Industrial Octopus. Members of the Iron Arm Research Group were curious to look at the small boxes and wondered what the Tenjin team had researched. The container was opened and there were two safes inside. The Oriental hit a ring and shouted, "No one, come out and debut." He commanded, the signal receiver in the box received the command, a signal light was on, and then the safe was automatically turned on. Everyone took a look at it and didn't see anything about the robot. He only saw a bunch of robots piled up in the box, and it was strict. A bunch of parts, are you going to assemble on site? Asked the Iron Arm Group. No, this is the most space-saving placement. This smart box can also be charged and tested all day long, Dongfang said. The things in the box have changed. I saw those machines that seemed to be piled together and began to stretch. It is like a fully integrated metal ball that expands, bends, and deforms in all directions. After a dazzling transformation, it becomes a robot with 8 feet. This thing is as long as the octopus, and the walking method is more casual. 8 legs can be used to move, and several mechanical tentacles can be lifted. 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 feet can be moved. What is this? The people in the Iron Arm group looked confused. The robot was deformed and 8 legs. What does it do? Dongfang Dong introduced, this is our #1 robotic product, Industrial Octopus. Its main role is to carry out industrial manufacturing and complete the task. Start the routine test. Dongfang again issued instructions. The routine test is just the test conducted by the Iron Arm group. Moving, crossing obstacles, these are not problems for Industrial Octopus. Because there are 8 legs, it moves more stable and faster. The more you look at it, the more frowning the members of the Iron Arm R&D team are, the more they feel that the machine is not designed. Their robotic dog has 4 legs, and balancing the system and power system is enough for them to have a headache. And this Industrial Octopus, 8 legs can coordinately move in an orderly manner, and any number of legs can be balanced. This balance system and mechanical intelligence system is doing very well. Industrial Octopus can also carry heavy loads. Unlike previous robots that need to manually place goods, Industrial Octopus can carry goods through mechanical tentacles, and can also check the strength of handling by scanning the barcode information to ensure that the goods will not be damaged. Looking at the performance of the Industrial Octopus in the test field, the researchers of the Iron Arm team were embarrassed. They worked hard and studied, and the most proud products they produced, how much worse than others. This shouldn't be, but they were the military research team of the previous military, and they had a lot of experience, so they were overtaken so quickly. However, the performance of Industrial Octopus is not only this, it is the same as its name, it appears to help industrial production. Dongfang Yu said, in addition to being able to move and carry, each mechanical tentacle of Industrial Octopus has various industrial operation functions, such as electric welding, splicing, picking, etc., and the dangerous cutting function is removed, but if necessary, you can add cutting knife accessories at any time. With it, you can replace the manual to complete a variety of industrial operations. The accuracy is higher, the endurance is more unlimited, you can work 24 hours. What if there is a breakdown? Luzixin looks at this highly industrial octopus, which is a mechanical thing, and accidental accidents can threaten personal safety. Of course we have designed the security system, Dongfang said. The Industrial Octopus has an emergency fault device, and if an emergency fault occurs, the power supply will be forcibly interrupted and the intelligent system sensor will keep it in the process of industrial operation safe distance. If this is not safe, I also designed a robotic fuse. Dongfang took out a small box and said, like the fire extinguisher, using it, you can immediately force the robot to shut down. 3 programs have been able to roughly guarantee the safety of robots. As for more unexpected situations, it is a very small probability event. After the Dongfang finished, the people in the Iron Arm group have been shocked. Are such versatile robots designed by them? How long has it been? One of their mechanical dogs has not been completed yet, and they directly smashed them a lot. At the other end of the Pacific, Boston Dynamic Robotics is still looking for ways to commercialize robots. The research and development results of the Tenjin Group have already been put into industrial manufacturing. The goal they want to catch up with has been overtaken by the Tenjin R&D team. How is this compared? Members of the Iron Arm R&D team are somewhat frustrated and have doubts about their lives. Is it really because their own technical level is not good? The machine dynamics expert was silent, and he had always looked down on the East, and thought that this guy must be the relationship of the Red Letter Group. Who knows the robots designed by others, it is better than him to know how many times. It's too shocking. The Oriental Emperor is about to show off a few more words. Luzixin stopped him and said to the Iron Arm research team, scientific design, sometimes it's just a little inspiration or method, tool. I feel that your 2 groups can learn from each other. They are all a company. It is better to learn advanced methods from each other and cooperate with R&D. That is to say, but the people in the Iron Arm research and development team are not able to pull the following. With the industrial octopus of the Tenjin group here, they are not confident to drum up their robots. Even if they are perfect, they are still a lot worse than the industrial octopus. Luzixon continued, I don't see this, the group's research and development goals need to be adjusted to maximize the cost of research. What he meant was to have the Iron Arm team merge into the Tenjin team, so as not to waste research and development funds. Up to now, members of the Iron Arm R&D team have nothing to say. The arrogance of this group of military researchers has been broken. Right, what's the other? Luzixon looked at another box that wasn't opened. This is a special rescue robot requested by the military. It can be used for defense mission detection or extreme rescue detection. Dongfang is also a snap finger, shouting, no to, deformation. The second box is also open, and a bunch of machines are constantly changing. It can be seen that Dongfangyu added their mechanical deformation techniques to the Cybertron star in the design to minimize the space occupied by the machine. End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The Black Technology Chat Group of the 10,000 Realms. Author, Huo Dong. Chapter 523. 523 Chapter Trial. Chapter 523 Trial. 2 seconds later, the machine unfolded and became a humanoid robot. Orange special paint shell, mechanical skeleton made of titanium alloy and carbon fiber material, super alloy steel for vertebrae, hard. Luzixon's smart glasses automatically scan out its external attribute, height 1.75 meters, hands, feet, and other parts are probably close to the proportion of the human body. The brain is a smart chip and up to tens of thousands of microsensors, it can make it all round perceive the surrounding environment and changes. The torso is filled with energy and power, and the metal legs of the alloy stand firmly on the ground. Special Rescue Robot Number 2 can complete the 90% operation of human limbs under the command. It can carry out dangerous activities such as safe operation and rescue. Dongfang said, let the developers start the demonstration. In the test site, there is a venue for testing humanoid robots. Walking and obstacle crossing are not a problem for Number 2, it can do more. Climbing, on the simulated wall, the Number 2 hand can become a claw and crawl vertically on the wall. Jumping, Number 2 can jump over 2 meters high obstacles, and can stand on the balance. Hey, Number 2 can move forward like a reptile, and it travels very fast, and in the process, it can carry heavy loads. In the regular rescue, the body of the Number 2 body has some small safety equipment in addition to the power and power supply, such as tranquilizers, hemostatic sprays, etc. Seeing the performance of the second series, the researchers of the Iron Arm group have been convinced. The performance of this kind of robot is too strong. It is no exaggeration to say that if it is developed with a matching combat system and weapons, even if it can be used as a machine soldier, is this not the military's previous research goal? Of course, it is only used for security rescue and special environmental operations. After checking the first and second, Luzixon let the team continue testing and improvement, and then let people inform the Defense Department. In fact, without his notice, the people in the Defense Department of the Intelligent Robot Company have already learned to report it. The Ministry of National Defense immediately sent a commissioner to check it out. After seeing the performance of the robot, he expressed his praise and hoped to use it as soon as possible. Testing and application are two different things. In practice, the environment and emergencies will be more complicated than the laboratory. But if you don't use it, you never know where the problem is. The Number 1 industrial octopus was first invested in a subsidiary of the Hongxing Group, an automated auto parts manufacturing plant of Penjiun Automobile, which was used to replace some of the more complicated manual operations. The Number 2 special rescue robot was taken to the fire department of the South Yangcheng city as the first trial rescue robot. In the automated auto parts production plant, the latest development of industrial octopus robots is ushered in. This kind of robot, let alone the workers, is the first time the factory management has seen it. In order to cope with production, the programmers of intelligent programs spend a lot of time investigating the operational methods of the workstations and various data, and writing them into the program of industrial octopus. In order to create a comparative experiment, the factory management arranged a production line, all of which was handed over to the industrial octopus robot. From material ration, product manufacturing, production, inspection and loading, these operations are all responsible for the robot, enabling unmanned operation of the entire production line. The factory management team also specially arranged the group with the fastest production efficiency as a comparison experiment group with robot production. Workers, the team leader shouted to the workers. This time, the latest machine industry octopus came in the factory. Everyone saw it. This high science and technology product can be used for production operations. Replace us, then we still have jobs. The leader of the team said that the workers were a little scared in their hearts. Yes, if they don't even need labor, where do they go to work? So, we have to prove that we are stronger than these shovel. From next week, our group will be used as an experimental comparison group to compare the production efficiency of industrial octopus. We use 3 shifts, 24-hourly production mode. 1 week, try to improve production efficiency, and then compare the quantity and quality of the products with the industrial octopus production line. I hope everyone can do their due diligence. If we lose, then our position will not be guaranteed. If you win, the bonus for this month will double. The monetary reward is the most substantial reward. The factory promised to double the bonus. The workers immediately shouted and shouted, "We will definitely win. Which shovel will move things? Do you know how to operate the machine? I don't believe they are smarter than our brains." Our group was originally the fastest growing model team in the factory. This time it was 3 shifts 24. Production is sure to be more than them. The workers are full of fighting spirit. On their production lines, some problems must be solved by skilled workers. Presumably, the octopus-like machine can't do it. When everything is ready, the production line for industrial octopus operations and the production line of the workers' model team will start processing at the same time. After a week, they will decide the outcome. Yang Cheng, a fire brigade in a certain place. Firefighters are watching the special rescue robots that have just been sent in the yard. These special rescue robots have been remodeled to include the fire rescue system and some special accessories. Their outer casings are also dyed in the same color as the fire service, called the Fire Rescue Robot. This is our new member, Robot Brother, currently only 2. Each one is worth millions of yuan. Everyone is careful, don't break it, said the captain. Captain, is this robot so good, can it really rescue? The firefighters were said to be curiously. Let it go and try, someone suggested. This is the high science and technology robot studied above. You don't believe in their strength. I am now letting you open this group of brat, said the captain mysteriously. The firefighters were all around and waiting for the robot to perform. The captain took out the intelligent command release from the robot and issued the latest order. He shouted, "Fire robot number 1, run 100 meters forward." I saw one of the firefighting robots and soldiers, first stand upright, then sprint 100 meters to the front. No more, a centimeter is not bad. It's a bit interesting, but will it run? Is there still work? The firefighters are still not satisfied and continue to ask. I told you that you can train the content, they can do it, said the captain, bringing them to the training ground, where there are training settings such as climbing ladders and climbing walls. He ordered the fire robot to start a series of training demonstrations. End of this chapter. The Black Technology Chat Group of the 10,000 Realms. Author, Huo Dong. Chapter 524. 524 Chapter 524 Emergency Task. Chapter 524 Emergency Task. Firefighters were eye-opening when they saw the firefighting robots flexibly carry out their daily training. Wow, is science and technology so developed now? Robots are so flexible. Do they secretly destroy us? Do you see more sci-fi movies? I mean malicious instructions. If you look at the captain's instructions, they can move. If any hacker blacks it up, it will attack us in turn. A firefighter has imagined a scene of fighting a robot. The captain, a chestnut, knocked on his head and shouted, "What do you think about all day long? This kind of firefighting robot uses quantum information communication, and now hackers can't even get into the quantum information network. Moreover, this is a rescue robot. The core program is to save people. Even if there are malicious instructions or actions that hurt people, it will stop urgently. Do you understand?" "Oh, Captain, it looks very bullish. Can you rescue it on the ground?" The captain said, "I don't know, isn't this throwing us experiments? But when you are out of the task, don't count on the robots, or rely on ourselves." In the next few days, the fire brigade took out the task and brought the firefighting robot, but there was no chance to try it. Because it is a small matter, such as who lost the cat, let them find a cat. The security door of the resident's home is broken, and things are locked at home. In the past week, firefighting robots have failed to come in handy. Firefighters can't help but wonder if this firefighting robot, which is known as $1 million, is a display. This big task is not. Small tasks are not used. It's not as good as raising a fire dog. It's okay to tease the dog. On the other side, Penyun's parts production plant, a week of production comparison experiments have ended. The top is comparing the production status of industrial octopus production lines and workers' production lines. Both the top and the workers are waiting nervously. For the top, if the industrial octopus is feasible, it is a storm of fully automated production. Many jobs can be handed over to industrial octopus, provided that the cost is not too great. For the workers, if they can be replaced by robots, they may face unemployment in the future. In the conference room, the high-level people gathered to listen to the report of the chief engineer. "After our tests, the outcome has been and has become obvious," the chief engineer announced. "The product pass rate data, the workers group is 85.6%, the industrial octopus group, 95.1%. When you hear this data, they can understand that the precision of labor is ultimately better than the machine." Then is the production comparison. The chief engineer said, "The output of the industrial octopus group is 1.8 times that of the artificial group, which is 3.2 times our regular production speed." This time, the artificial group was selected skilled workers, and 3 shifts were also made. 24 hours were not stopped. However, before the most important 2 data, they were defeated by the industrial octopus. The top executives look at each other and can't think of industrial octopus to do better than human operators. The factory manager pondered for a long time and said, "Do not disclose this news, do not attack the enthusiasm of the workers. It is conceivable that if the industrial octopus has been able to replace their position, the workers will definitely be laid off. In fact, there is still no comparison," the chief engineer said. "In terms of cost, the cost of using artificial labor is much less than that of industrial octopus in 3 to 5 years, but in the long run, 8 years, 10 years, using industrial octopus it will be more cost-effective." High-level people nod their heads. Although the robot is convenient, but its expensive cost is also an operator must consider. This is also good. Some difficult and very important jobs can be handed over to industrial octopus. Most workers are still able to work normally, which can reduce the impact of the machine on the job. In the long run, the low-end jobs will be slowly replaced by machines, but with the new jobs, such as machine maintenance, management, and social problems brought about by such changes. The senior government officials considered it. Yang Cheng, the fire brigade equipped with firefighting robots, firefighters are eating in the cafeteria, and an emergency notice suddenly sounds. Emergency notice, an emergency fire broke out in Yinlong building, please ask the team members to rush to the rescue immediately. Emergency notice, an emergency fire broke out in Yinlong building, please ask the team members to rush to the rescue immediately. Upon hearing the notice, the firefighters put the dishes and immediately rushed out, and quickly carried the equipment to the rescue site. The first fire truck quickly set off. In the car, the captain shouted in the communicator, "Everyone is mentally prepared. The location of the accident is the 25 building of the office building of Yinlong building. The high-level rescue is very difficult. When you will be there, the first team, you will quickly bring equipment to the high level to find out the disaster, and try to rescue. The second team is responsible for evacuating the masses, avoiding burns, trampling and falling objects. Xiao Li, contact the traffic control department, traffic control." The captain arranged the tasks one by one, and the fire truck rushed to the scene. At the scene, near the Yinlong building, it has become a mess. On the high-rise, you can see that the black smoke is filled and the fire is shining. This kind of high-rise fire is the most troublesome. If it is a low-rise, people can evacuate quickly. But in this office building, there are hundreds of large and small companies, and the number of employees is unknown. After the fire, there were smog and screams everywhere, and people rushed to the lower level to escape, and it was confusing. In the vicinity of the high-rise, there are people who are not afraid of death, who are taking photos with their mobile phones. Old irons, see no, just behind me, Yinlong building is on fire, good terrifying, such a high building, can't run, a guy is taking a video, the fireman gets off and drags him away. Warning line, not allowed to be close to the warning line, the first squad, quickly evacuate the masses in the building, the captain shouted at the communicator. The situation was complicated, it was very difficult to handle, but the traffic control and public security departments came over to help with grooming and rescue. Captain, for safety reasons, the building has broken the power supply. We have to climb the building. Firefighters reported the situation. Speed, time is life. When the captain spoke, the firefighters had rushed up, 20-story, carrying fire equipment up. Downstairs in the Yinlong building, reporters who came from the wind also arrived, and local TV stations broadcast live fires. 25242326272834. End of this chapter. The Black Technology Chat Group of the 10,000 Realms. Author, Huo Dong. Chapter 525. 525 Chapter Desperate Trapped Person. Chapter 525 Desperate Trapped. The firefighters have already arrived at the 22nd floor, where the smoke is filled, the heat waves roll, and some people rush out of the stairs, and the firefighters quickly rescue people. "Is there anyone inside?" The fireman handed him a gas mask and asked. "Yes, there are still a few people," said the hard-working person. "Fast, go in, try to search again." Two firefighters rushed in with the equipment, and the rest continued to go upstairs. The fire is not a layer, it has affected the entire 5 floors. Under the building, there are still people coming. The head of the administrative district also rushed to the scene to provide disaster relief guidance. "Hurry to evacuate the masses, police comrades, maintain order, let firefighters go to the rescue," the district chief shouted with a megaphone. Every second is crucial in the disaster relief process. Masses are evacuated from Yinlong building. But from the high-rise downstairs, some people are trapped by smoke and flames. "When can the fire be extinguished?" the mayor asked the fire brigade captain anxiously. "At least 1 hour," said the captain. "The building is too high. Our high-rise rescue fire trucks are not able to rush to the high-pressure nozzles. It is necessary to bring firefighting equipment to the building, and the firefighting helicopters will come in effect." "How many people are trapped?" "And quickly rescue people, 1 cannot be less," the mayor ordered. "What are the needs?" Our other comrades fully cooperate. The fire brigade was also very anxious. The fire was very rapid this time, causing a lot of people trapped. The firefighters climbed to more than 20 layers, and they have exhausted most of their physical strength. They are still rushing into the scene of the fire to save people. Another 5 minutes passed, the fire is still growing, and the rescue is getting harder and harder. How many people are trapped? Asked the captain. Who 222324. 252627. The fire is spreading upwards quickly. The fire brigade team leader knows that these players are professionally trained. They say that it is difficult to break in. The dangerous situation is no longer something that people can resist. Can't save, can you do it? I beg you, at this moment, a mother crying downstairs shouted, my son is still above, 26 building. You calm down, your son is sure to be in the 26 building, the police helped her. Yes, he is in the 26 building. He was still calling me. They had a total of 4 colleagues who were trapped inside. He had difficulty breathing. I beg you to save them, the multi-year-old woman cried and said the situation. You can rest assured that we will save them, the scene staff comforted. The fire brigade was extremely pressured and shouted, there are people in the 26 building who want to save people. Several firefighting teams of the whole body of carbon black were on the stairway filled with smoke. The fire was shining in the sky. The heat wave made them full of body. Their skin had burned to varying degrees. The electronic equipment inside had an explosion sound. If you break in, you will probably not go back. Go in, one of them bit his teeth. I thought about it for a long time, isn't it? Into, another person said. Captain, we are ready to go in, the wills are in the cupboard, help give to our parents, several firefighters shouted in the communicator. Wait, don't be impulsive, the captain shouted. No, it won't be late, the firefighters have already begun preparations. This is the order, wait, the captain shouted. You will wait in the same place, the rescue is coming. What rescue? The firefighter yelled, if you don't go, you have to burn it. This is the order, waiting for support, our fire robot is here, the captain shouted. What, robot, can you do it? The firefighters stunned. At this time, the newly arrived fire truck arrived. There is nothing else on this fire truck. It is the equipment that 2 fire robot memory robots need to use. Look, there are people upstairs, someone raised the telescope and looked outside the 28th floor of the building. There was a young woman standing on the balcony, desperately looking downstairs and waving constantly. She was surrounded by fire. Scorpio, is she going to jump down? The crowd exclaimed. Fast, air cushion preparation, the captain shouted. Someone immediately prepared an inflatable cushion, but this height is too high. Even if there is an air cushion, it is estimated to be useless. The height of more than 20 layers is enough to cause a person's internal organs to be injured, and the distance is too high. The trapped person may not be able to jump to the air cushion. The cameraman pointed the camera at the trapped person. The reporter hurriedly reported, it can be seen that the trapped person is very desperate. Her back is full of fire. If she does not jump, it is likely to be swallowed by fire. Firefighters have already prepared for the air cushion, let us wish her good luck. Poor, the people below looked nervously upstairs. On the 28th layer, trapped women kept coughing. The black smoke from the burning of chemicals made her brain faint and almost stood unstable. Behind her, the fire has spread and seems to engulf her. She looked at the balcony and was desperate. If she jumped, she would probably die. Back is also dead, and progress is dead, she is already desperate. Under the building, the captain is giving instructions to the rescue robot. No one, the target 28 building, the woman who is preparing to jump outside. No 2, the trapped person in the target 26 building, speed. The fire robot receives the command and starts to start. I saw two firefighting robots take the small drone from the car, grab the drone, and fly directly to the building. Look, what is that? This scene, the onlookers saw it. Not only the masses, civilian police, media workers downstairs, but also the people around the building. In their field of vision, two small drones carrying robots are taking off, and the target is the fire zone. It's a robot. What is this? They have never seen such a robot. Number 2 has already flown to the 26 building. The drone directly placed it on the wall. The metal palm of number 2 directly grabbed the smooth wall, crawled like a gecko, and then rushed into the smoky 26 building. The robot is in. I rely on it. This robot is too hoisted, it will climb the wall. Can it save people? The crowd couldn't see the scene of the 26 building, but they could see the scene outside the 28 building. The number 1 firefighting robot was brought over the 28 layer by the drone, and it leaped down and landed on the balcony. The trapped person has been locked. Starting rescue program. Drone rescue. The sound of the number 1 machine sounded, and it quickly said to the trapped woman, "Please don't worry, I am the fire rescue robot number 2, please follow me, instruct the operation." End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The Black Technology Chat Group of the 10,000 Realms. Author, Huo Dong. Chapter 526. 526. The 526 chapter shows the fire robot. The 526 chapter shows the firefighting robot. The trapped woman was shocked to see the scene in front of her. She did not think, to save himself is not a mythical foot in the clouds of Gaku, but a robot. Is the robot really reliable? The people below looked forward and asked. I have never seen it, I don't know. It's so tight, that woman is falling down. The crowd worried about them. Can you do it? The mayor asked the fire brigade. It should work, the fire brigade replied. What is it supposed? Can't make a mistake. Any mistake is a matter of human life, the district chief shouted. The firefighters at the stairway also waited nervously, and the fire inside was getting bigger and bigger. If they didn't go in, the people inside would never come out again. Captain, let's go in, the firefighters shouted. The captain bit his teeth, and he is under tremendous pressure. Wait for another 3 minutes. If the robot doesn't work, try again. Good, the firefighters clenched their fists and waited for the news. Please stand up, I will immediately put a seat belt for you, the drone will take you safely to land, fire robot. The woman approached 2 steps. The robot pulled the safety rope of the drone and put it on her. The drone received a new order and began to descend. The woman screamed and the drone slowly descended until she was safely sent to the point. Immediately there was a medical staff coming in. Quick, is there anything uncomfortable? Smoke, my head is dizzy, my throat is not comfortable, said the woman. Is there anyone in the building? I don't know, they all ran, I was trapped and couldn't get out. They are still busy here, upstairs, on the first to complete the task, and rushed into the fire scene. The raging fire, the burning hot metal, and the collapsed obstacles in front of them can be ignored. Their body materials can withstand temperatures as high as a few thousand degrees Celsius, or as low as a few hundred degrees Celsius. A fire that can easily be life-threatening is only a general scenario for firefighting robots. Seeing a robot saved a woman from the high building, the crowd cheered. Awesome robot, high-altitude rescue, so handsome. There are robots rushing in, I don't know if I can get other people out. Reporter excited report, do you see it? We still have a way, robot rescue. The head of the district looked up and relaxed, but fortunately the robot did not go wrong, but still can't relax now, because there are trapped people in the building. The fire brigade was still in an emergency command, and his voice was shouting hoarse. One team, two teams, you listen. The firefighting robot has entered the scene. Rescue, you quickly clean up the corridor entrance, and the defense people are burned twice. Firefighters quickly move to try to clean up fires and obstacles at the entrance to the corridor. Because the flames of 25, 26, and 27 buildings are too big, they have already burned to the balcony, and it is impossible to use the drone to send them down, so they can only walk the corridor. In the 26 building, in the bathroom of a company, 4 employees were fainted to the ground, and the black smoke filled the air. Nothing could be seen inside. They had already wet the clothes with water and squatted in front of the nose and mouth, but at this time there was no oxygen to breathe in the space. All of them were swallowed up by the flames, and 3 of them were unconscious. There is still one last person, waiting for death with confusion. The target has been found. 4 people are carrying out rescue. The firefighting robot walked in the flame, found 4 trapped people through the life detector, and fed back the information in real time. "Hurry to rescue," the captain shouted. He also said to the neighbor of the district governor, "The rescue robot has found the target and is implementing rescue." "Well, we must bring people safely out," the district head nodded. In the narrow bathroom, the stunned Deng and Sui's Hong saw a shadow rushing in, as if it were an individual. He tried his best to reach out and shouted, "Save, help." A metal hand came out, pulled him up and wrapped it in a fireproof cloth. The other 3 people, the firefighting robot, made it like this. It carried 2 people, holding 2 people, running in the flame, without pressure. At the stairway, the firefighters saw a shadow in the flame, and the firefighting robot machinery shouted, "The rescue target is 4 people, 3 people are seriously coma, need immediate rescue. Give it to us." The firefighters were ready and took over the wounded. The firefighting robot turned and entered the flame. "It's amazing," the firefighter, who was preparing to save the lives, was amazed. The firefighting robot could completely ignore the flame and carry out rescue. If you change them, it is likely that you have already lost your job. Downstairs, the captain shouted in surprise, "Saved, just got the news, our fire robot successfully rescued the trapped 4. "Save it," the women who were still in grief were surprised and said, "Where is my son?" "Don't be excited, our medical staff will still be treated, and you will see him soon." The frown of the head of the district stretched a little, but fortunately, there are robots, otherwise the impact of this incident is too great. "Is there anyone else?" asked the mayor. "The robot is searching for help," said the captain. "The firefighting helicopter is here, we can put out the fire within 30 minutes. "It is good." The firefighting work continued, and the firefighting robots lived up to expectations and found a wounded person. The wounded man was stunned by smoke and the robot found him. He had severe burns and the robot immediately rescued him. Subsequently, the robot searched all the floors on several fire floors and found no more burners or bodies. At this time, the firefighting helicopter and the follow-up firefighters also arrived and began to accelerate the fire. Robots have also been added to firefighting. They are more efficient than humans, and more than 1,000 obstacles can be removed to eliminate critical sources of ignition. The fire that they planned to extinguish in half an hour ended 10 minutes earlier. 2 firefighters, together with the firefighting robot, evacuated from the building. The masses, when they saw the blackened firefighters and robots coming out of the building, sounded a call. In particular, 2 firefighting robots have received the attention of everyone. "Son," the mother of the trapped person rushed up and saw that his son was not in a big way and was very excited. The reporter also quickly went to understand the news and preemptively reported, "According to the news we just learned, under the efforts of firefighters and firefighting robots, all the personnel have already left the predicament. The wounded are undergoing treatment." In this process, the most outstanding performance is the firefighting robot. This is the first time that a smart robot participates in the firefighting activities, Its power is beyond doubt. I believe everyone is very interested in it. We will continue to understand in the next interview. Please do not go away. District, no masses have died, and the injured are being treated. A severe burn has been out of danger, the fire brigade reported the situation. Very good, it's not right, the head of the district suddenly felt that his pressure was much smaller. Thanks to this high science and technology robot, we can't take it lightly. Quickly investigate the cause of the fire, we have to do post-disaster placement. The masses took out their mobile phones one by one and patted the firefighting robot. This magical robot that never appeared, brought them too much surprise and surprise. The rescue work is over, and the news and video materials of the rescue have just spread. Not only the media, but the masses themselves are rushing to spread the news. The appearance of firefighting robots has become a new hotspot in society. End of this chapter. The Black Technology Chat Group of the 10,000 Realms. Author, Huo Dong. Chapter 527. 527 Chapter 527 This is a threat. Chapter 527 This is a threat. In the news of the day, this incident was reported. Somewhere, a tall building caught fire, and the trapped person was in danger. With the cooperation of firefighters and robots, all the trapped people were successfully rescued. These text descriptions are not enough to show the performance of the robot, and the video posted on it makes people really appreciate the powerful effects of firefighting robots. On a video site, a video of a firefighting robot saved and edited by a netizen saved tens of millions of dollars on the same day. Below the video, netizens expressed an eye-opener and noisy. Like firefighters and robots, thank them for protecting people's lives and property. My God, are robots so smart now, more powerful than real people? So big fire, robots can save people, if people can't do it? This robot is even more powerful than the American robot. After watching this video, I only have to worry, robots are stronger than humans. What if they wake up with self-awareness? Then we have to wait until we die. Worry people are worried, can other scientists think of it? This video was also sent to the tubing, which can be seen by netizens all over the world. On the tubing, the comments are also varied. This movie is not good at all. This is not a movie, they all admit that this is a real robot. I don't believe that they can't have such a robot, we haven't made it yet. It's so cool, I hope that there are such robots in our country, so when you are in danger, you can ask the robot to help. Terrifying, if these robots are armed, it is the robot army, our government must be vigilant. In the United States, Stanford University, a blond man is excited to say to his girlfriend, Kui 11, I want to tell you a good news, I was interviewed by Boston Dynamic Robot Company, and after 2 days, I will go there to the Robot Research Center work. I am so happy, that is the most advanced robot research base in the world. This is my life's dream. His girlfriend, Tracy, was not as happy as he thought. He wondered, don't you be happy for me? No, dear me, I am proud of you. I just saw a video that might hit your confidence, Tracy said. What video? The blond man asked. His girlfriend opened the video of Waxia's fire robot rescue. Oh, my God, the blond man was immediately shocked. This is impossible, it must be in the movie. Tracy, it is a movie clip, is it? Unfortunately, I also hope that it is a movie clip, but the news report, the Chinese official has confirmed that this is their new special rescue robot. It seems to be more powerful than the Boston company. Tracy helplessly. The blond man immediately took out the mobile phone to inquire, and sure enough, the Chinese official has confirmed. Not only that, but they also showed another industrial robot called Industrial Octopus, which was developed by Waxia Future City Intelligent Robot Science and Technology Co., Ltd. What company is this? Why have I never heard of it? He also inquired about the company's information and found that the company was founded less than half a year. And these two robots are their research and development results. From the published data, they clearly have far exceeded the products of Boston Dynamic Robotics. While the Boston Dynamic robots are still doing balance training, they have been able to make robots for industrial production and emergency rescue. At this moment, the blond man suddenly felt that it was not so lucky to work at Boston Dynamic Robotics. Compared to this, he would like to go to the mysterious future city Intelligent Robot Science and Technology Co., Ltd. A special military unit under the US Department of Defense. A row of military robots in the Sargent base is undergoing a demonstration. This is the top secret of the Boston Company for the military, specializing in military special operations for military special operations, including battlefield transportation, reconnaissance, mine clearance, and other robots, and most importantly, armed robots. This type of robot is a human-like warrior capable of carrying certain thermal weapons and conducting special operations under military orders. Here is a simulated confrontation, small military exercises, American soldiers and robots, all using plastic dye bombs. In the command room, several senior US military officers and senior executives of the Boston Company watched the game in real time. The maneuverability, flexibility, and responsiveness of the robot to the unexpected situation are not enough, said a senior military official. Yes, we admit that the current product is still flawed, but compared to the previous generation, it has made great progress. The robot attack is more precise than the human soldier, not afraid of death, will not defy the command. How excellent this is quality, said the top executive of the Boston Company. Several military executives agreed, which is indeed unmatched by human soldiers. After a simulation battle, although their soldiers finally won, they were very satisfied with the performance of the robot. According to this situation, as long as they have been improved for several generations, they can actually fight on the battlefield. I will apply to the above and approve more funds for robot research, said one general. Our company will also come up with better products to complete the military orders. Robots will definitely be one of the most important science and technology products in the next 50 years. The Boston Robotics executives are equally satisfied, since the military they have confirmed their products, and the world's arms dealers or other capitalists who need robots will continue to give them new orders. Perhaps the future of science and technology giants is their Boston Dynamic Robotics company. Just when the two sides talked about each other and prepared to talk about the next cooperation, a soldier brought the latest news to the officers. Huaxia's firefighting robots. This group of military executives responsible for military robotics immediately reviewed the latest news they collected. The news they got was more accurate and detailed than the folks. When I saw the actual use of the firefighting robot, everyone in the room frowned. Damn, when did they develop something like this? I am sure that there must be such a group of robots in the Chinese military. As long as they are equipped with weapons, they can go to the battlefield. This is a threat. They can see that it is a breeze to develop a military robot equipped with weapons with the manufacturing technology and level of this robot. They do not believe that the Chinese military will not put such a good military weapon without it. The executives of Boston Dynamics Robotics also received such information. After reading it, all of them are ugly. The things they are proud of have been surpassed. End of this chapter. The Black Technology Chat Group of the 10,000 Realms. Author, Huo Dong. Chapter 528. 528 Chapter 528 Gift. Chapter 528 Gift. Why didn't there be any news before? Are the people in the CIA eating? A high-ranking US military snarled. Your robot is too far away, someone said to the executives of Boston Dynamics. The Boston Company has nothing to say, from the information they see. The other side far exceeds their products in terms of battery life, power, balance, and intelligence. If their product is still a toddler, and the other robot is a 16-year-old teenager, they can hang their robots. The production plan must be cancelled. What we need is a more powerful robot, at least it is better than China, said a big slap on the table. The Boston company found that the banknotes that arrived were flying like this. I have just talked about the order just now, and now the military is not going straight. If such a robot is produced in batches, it is also used in the military. Is it not ridiculed by the Chinese people to pull out? Sir, if this is the case, we need more research and development funds, said the top executives of the Boston company. They were originally supported by the military in the background. Otherwise, the company has long been unprofitable and has long since collapsed. The U.S. Department of Defense, the minister received a robotic R&D funding application from the Advanced Research Projects Agency, and wanted to give up the computer. I want money again, this project has approved hundreds of millions of dollars, now give me such an answer, I still want money, this group of bastards. What makes him most angry is not the application for funds, but the gap in military science and technology. For many years, they have maintained the status of the world's military science and technology, and now this position has been challenged. Future Intelligent Robot Science and Technology Co., Limited has become one of the world's most highly regarded science and technology companies since the release of robots. The Huaxia Ministry of National Defense has decided to purchase a number of special rescue robots for national security maintenance, such as the implementation of dangerous tasks. As for firefighting agencies all over the country, firefighting robots are equipped, which is too costly and cannot be supported for the time being. In the robot company, the research team was reorganized and divided into two working groups. One is used to develop and produce civilian robots, and the other is military robots. The research base is also listed as a state-level secret agency. Soldiers with live ammunition are stationed at the research base. After this restructuring, the company is on the right track. Huazi, He County, Luzixin's home, Luzixin is in the study room, and Suzhirong remote projection chat. In the projection, Suzhirong is in the room of an international hotel in Moscow. This morning, I have already talked with the minister of the Russian Ministry of Transport. They are very interested in building a smart driveway connecting Russia's major economic cities. If it goes well, the project will soon be approved. Suzhirong, sitting on the sofa, said. The magnetic levitation lane was built and our car could be sold out. Luzixin nodded. Penyun's magnetic levitation car is very powerful, but its sales abroad are not high, because of the road construction problem. In addition to China, other countries have low interest in infrastructure, which has led to the sales of magnetic levitation vehicles abroad. You're not very good, what's wrong? Luzixin observed that her face was a bit white. Maybe there are some colds, Suzhirong said. It's too cold here, and it's blowing a little wind at the airport. Would you like me to change you? You have a good rest, Luzixin asked. No, it will be busy in a few days, I will wait for some medicine. Luzixin's brow, seems to think of something, said, let's do this, let the little red scan your physical condition, it builds a database of human health, can help you analyze and ask questions. I will come back, I will give you a present. What gift? Suzhirong said curiously. Confidence, you will know when you come back, Luzixin said mysteriously. Okay, then I am looking forward to it. Suzhirong is full of curiosity, not knowing what Luzixin will send. According to her understanding of Luzixin, Luzixin is not interested in any luxury goods, because in his view, the practicality of luxury goods is particularly poor, and the so-called luxury goods can be bought casually for them. The gift is definitely something else. After the chat ended, Luzixin immediately flew to the City of the Future. Since the launch of the Future City project, all his thoughts have been placed on the construction of the City of the Future, and there is much less concern for family and friends. So this time, he plans to design a gift for them so that they can enjoy the happiness of high science and technology. Future City Intelligent Robot Science and Technology, an underground robot research base. Luzixin came here. Octopus is good, we are all ready for what you need, said the company's staff. Before Luzixin came, he gave instructions through the red little. This time he had to set up the robot himself, and the materials, laboratories, and personnel needed were already scheduled. Octopus Zhangjiang also came here to report that it was Lu Zixin's assistant. Well, not much nonsense, we are now setting up a temporary intelligent robot research and development team, called the Medical Assistant Intelligent Robot Research Group Red and Small, assigned tasks Lu Zixin directly told. What he has to do this time is the robot developed by Xiahong's big brother Teddy in the world of science and technology. This is a medical-assisted intelligent robot that can detect various physiological conditions of the human body, determine whether there is a physical disease or mental illness, and perform adjuvant therapy. Lu Zixin decided to make this robot as a gift to his family. And this time, he did not ask for friends to ask for information, but intended to do it himself. Regarding the design of the mechanical part, there is no problem with the industrial robot RI-8901. The most important thing is the intelligence issue. Red and Small have a large amount of medical and physiological health data and can act as a large database resource. Lu Zixin's own work is to use his artificial intelligence design knowledge to create big white intelligence. The small and small quantum brain is designed. A large part of the algorithm is designed by Lu Zixin. It is not an impossible task for him to make another intelligence. Now, with the help of the quantum brain, the efficiency will be much faster. The temporary project was established, and Lu Zixin put on the research suit and lived in the research base. This makes the other researchers at the research base very curious. The CEO of the Red Letter Group does not spend money to enjoy life, or negotiates with the big names of various countries. It is unheard of to stay in the laboratory for scientific research. End of this chapter. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The Black Technology Chat Group of the 10,000 Realms. Author, Huo Dong. Chapter 529. 529 The development of the 529 CEO. The development of the 529 CEO. You said, the boss will also develop robots, is this possible? In the lab, several researchers whispered. The rich have some strange hobbies, as long as he is happy, he has money anyway. I don't know what can be drummed out, I am quite curious. What are you talking about here? Later, a senior management of a research team came over and several researchers rushed to spread. That is to say, he passed through the few labs that Lu Zixin used, and he looked at it with curiosity. According to the materials and personnel required by Lu Zixin, it seems that it is really not a game. In the lab, Lu Zixin has been writing a big white program. Finding an algorithm from the vast array of human physiological data and medical data can make the robot have an auxiliary medical function, which is more difficult than imagined. Voice and communication system uses the algorithmic basis of Hung Hom for sound modification and synthesis in the sound library. The feedback from the third generation of human body scanners includes human skin and somatic changes. Blood collection, pupil identification, sound judgment. The most important thing is emotional changes. The human emoticon library and the body behavior database must be small, carry out data induction, and summarize behavior changes. Lu Zixin works while thinking and improving and perfecting the intelligent system. The most important thing is feedback, get the information of the human body, need to make physiological and psychological judgments, and then feedback in some way. So I need to set the white feedback behavior, such as bleeding corresponding spray hemostatic spray, dislocation corresponds to joint correction, frustration feedback, is it a happy or a comforting hug? It is really difficult to choose, or let the user choose. The little red projection quietly sitting on the stool next to Lu Zixin and staring at his head to see him thinking. Thinking, Red Xiao Xiao also learned Lu Zixin's look. Considering the problem of design intelligence, she couldn't have much to gain for a long time. There are countless combinations of programs, but she intelligently uses random data to collide, and can't imagine a thing that has never existed before. On the other side, RI-8901's work is much easier. With the foundation of the previous robot, it is very simple to design the white bones and inflatable airbags. First, build a basic robot skeleton to support the balance of the robot. This is followed by a body for loading power plants, detection devices, and various ancillary medical devices. On the head, install the most advanced micro-sensors such as scanning, sound, light and temperature. Inflatable airbags must take into account movement, weight, toughness, fire protection, and so on. Everything is ready, just wait for Luzixen to complete the smart program and enter it into the robot smart chip. A few days later, in the lab, Luzixen wrote the first generation of medically assisted robot intelligence, which was tested and loaded into the smart chip. RI-8901 moved the body of the machine and Luzixen inserted the chip into the slot. Big White, Luzixen yelled, and the sensor at the head of the robot received the command and started to activate. The first is that the robot's bones begin to stand upright, and then an inflator located inside the robot begins to function, filling the white airbag. The gas filled here is directly air, so that the gas in the surrounding environment can be directly used without installing any gas storage device. A three-dimensional white robot appeared, and it was a little taller than Luzixen. It's chubby and looks dull. The white eyes opened, and the voice said, "Hello, I am your medical assistant robot. White, do you need my help?" "Yes, Big White, help me stick to my physical condition," Luzixen said. The large white head scanner began to function, and Luzixen's physiological condition was scanned by the intelligence system and analyzed by the medical intelligence system on the chip. "Your physical condition is good and your mental state is exhausted. You need to sleep," I said the results after the analysis. "Well, that's probably the case. Luzixen feels similar. His genes have been strengthened, and his natural physical fitness is stronger than ordinary people. The mental exhaustion is of course due to the continuous high-intensity work of these days and the lack of rest. A single experimental goal is not easy to analyze, so let's test the people at the research base, and then use professional medical equipment and doctors to diagnose and compare the results." Luzixen ordered. Red Zioxin immediately put Luzixen. The order was sent. In the research base, people who were temporarily idle were gathered and waited for the test. At the same time, several professional doctors came from the Hongzhen International Hospital to cooperate with the experiment. In the field, the researchers who were called to the experiment were confused and did not know what to do. "Head leader, what robot experiment do we work with?" one researcher asked. "I don't know, it's the boss's account, and the new robot lets each of us cooperate with the experiment," the team leader said. "The boss's robot is really made. What will it be?" someone said curiously. "Would it be a military robot?" "Don't scare me, let's kill us all at once." "I didn't scare you. I heard that many doctors have come here today. I have a bad feeling maybe we have to be injured, so they are called to treat them," said a researcher. "Ah, then I am not going to participate," a female researcher was scared. "I don't want to participate anymore." Others are also worried. "Don't talk, you can't harm you, the boss is not a madman," the team leader shouted. "All stand, the boss is coming soon." When he finished, Luzixen came over with a few people, and in the hands of Zhangqiang, he also carried a safe. Everyone curiously looked at the past. Luzixen said plainly and clearly, "I ask everyone to cooperate with me to do a robot test. You don't need to do anything, just stand in a row and go to the doctor in order." When he said this, these people were even more alarmed, and even some people inexplicably thought of the scene where the prisoners of war were shot. Even the team leader of the research group couldn't help but ask, "The boss, what is your robot test?" "You know it right away," Luzixen said with a slight smile. He said to Zhangqiang, "Open it." Zhangqiang nodded. He opened the safe and placed it in front of everyone. Everyone looked at the box curiously. Luzixen shouted, "Big White! Big White!" The crowd was puzzled, but when they saw the box, there was a white thing that was expanding rapidly, even popping out of the safe and standing on the side of the ground. Its body is chubby, no emoticon, black spots like eyes staring at the crowd in front of you. End of this chapter. The Black Technology Chat Group of the 10,000 Realms. Author, Huo Dong. Chapter 530. 530 Chapter 530 is being played badly. Chapter 530 is being played badly. Is this an inflatable doll? Several R&D team members also stared at it. Wow, it looks so cute, said a younger female researcher. Dabai first looked at her, then quickly scanned her body and said, "Hello, I am a medical-assisted robot. Your body is in a sub-healthy state, with high body fat, high blood pressure, and dietary adjustments that require exercise and monitoring body. Medical-assisted robots, the rest of the people are relieved, not military robots, and will not pose a danger to them. Look at me," a researcher said, looking at him, dot. "You have been overworked recently, your kidneys and liver are exhausted, and you have an early stomach problem." "It's true, I'm stomach sick," the researcher said with surprise. Look at me, everyone has come to the interest, from doubt and uneasiness to scrambling to find a big white test. Your mood is very lost, need comfort," the white touched the head of a female researcher. "Thank you for your white." Luzixen shouted, "After testing, go to the medical room and test again, check the doctor's diagnosis. All artificial works, large white detection and corresponding reactions were recorded by the quantum brain for analysis and comparison. After a test, the physiological test results of Dabai were basically correct, but the behavior feedback was still a little worse." Luzixen took the chip back and continued to modify it, letting Xiao bring up the data it collected and perfect the white behavior feedback intelligent mode. Zhangcheng, a villa. Here is the residence that Su Xiaomeng purchased. The area is acceptable. The smart home is the basic configuration. There is also the largest private virtual game hall in Zhangcheng. Su Xiaomeng likes to stay here when he is fine, sometimes invites a few friends. In a room in the villa, the ground here is covered with soft collapse. There is an automatic disinfection and dust removal system. You can roll your shoes and sleep here. Of course, there are virtual movies and game system. On the soft collapse of the white, a pair of long and smooth legs are swinging up and down. Su Xiaomeng squats on the soft collapse, supporting his chin with his tender arms, and his eyes are carefully staring at Su Zhirong in front of him. "What do you think of me like this?" Su Zhirong gave her a blank look. "Sister, why is your skin better than me?" Su Xiaomeng asked. "No, you are not 4 years older than me," she said, touched Su Zhirong's face. "Is it because the brother-in-law is moist?" Su Xiaomeng asked. "What are you talking about?" Su Zhirong squeezed her lips. Su Xiaomeng said with a vague mouth. "I heard that they said, hey." Her mouth was blocked by Su Zhirong with her palm. "Cut, don't make fun of you." Su Xiaomeng broke off and asked, "What about my sister? I have a PK bureau he promised last time, never come." "I don't know." Su Zhirong opened the virtual screen in front of him and entered his web page. "Hey, letting such a good-looking wife and the little nephew not come, it must be something that is unspeakable. Little, do you say it?" Su Xiaomeng said. The little red image appeared in the room and said, "Dream elder sister, I don't know." "You lie, you should know. Good children should not lie." Su Xiaomeng taught the little red. The red little emoticon is embarrassed and said, "I don't have permission." "What are you doing for a little trouble? You are also boring enough," Su Zhirong said. The red novel said, "Abba sent the mail, please check it." Email, Su Zhirong is wondering. The red small villa displays the monitoring screen of the villa. Outside the villa, there is a small logistics drone in the air. The internal logo of the red letter group is also printed on the fuselage. This is the internal logistics system. Below the stepless machine, there is a small parcel box. Let it come in, Su Xiaomeng said. She is the owner of the villa. After the permission is opened, the drone flies directly into the villa until it is in their hall, and the mail is put down. The two women put on their shoes and walked curiously. What is this? Su Xiaomeng tried to move. It's a bit heavy, it looks very mysterious. Open it up, Su Zhirong said. Su Xiaomeng immediately took a pair of scissors and opened the outer packaging, which was a metal box. This box has a smart lock and she can't open it. Sister, this is for you. Su Xiaomeng found out that he couldn't open, and shouted. Su Zhirong walked over and pressed his finger on the smart lock. The smart lock read the information and the box began to open automatically. The two women stared at the box curiously, not knowing what Lu Zixin had sent. After a second, suddenly a white thing swelled up, and both of them were shocked and hurried back. When they looked at it, they found a white fat man. Wow, so cute, it's a doll, Su Xiaomeng was surprised and said. She rushed up and wanted to hold the white Dabai started, and said dumbly, hello, I am your medical assistant robot, can I help you? I can talk, it says it is a robot, Su Xiaomeng shouted in surprise. Would you stand upside down? Big white, It tried to bend over, but the stomach was too fat, it was difficult to do this. In order to stand upside down, it fell directly to the ground and rolled a few laps. Ha ha ha, too funny, this robot, Su Xiaomeng leaned forward and leaned back. Su Zhirong said without a word, Dream, you didn't listen to it, it's a medical assistant robot, it's not a toy. But it is very cute when it grows, big white, then dance a ballet, Su Xiaomeng gave instructions. Dabai, in its database, there are various human behaviors, and naturally there are ballet movements, but its short legs and big belly are not suitable for dancing at all, so they dance freely in the living room. Funny, Su Xiaomeng smiled even happier. Su Zhirong was infected by her and couldn't help but laugh. At this time, Su Zhirong received a video dialogue invitation from Lu Zixin. She chose to agree. Lu Zixin's image appeared in front of. How, my gift, Dabai. Lu Zixin opened the image and saw that Dabai actually danced on the side, and Su Xiaomeng danced with it. This is actually a medical assistant robot, Lu Zixin said without words. She loves to play like this, Su Zhirong said. Is this your gift? Wow, it's too creative, I like it very much. Of course, this is what I personally designed, Lu Zixin said proudly. Love you. Haha. Sister, I want to, Su Xiaomeng shouted. End of this chapter.